friends, and welcome back to another episode of Art with Mrs. Wicks. And today I have a nice, fun lettering lesson. And this is all about how to create bubble and block letters. Today you're going to need a piece of paper. If you have lined or notebook paper, that might help you practice before you move on to white plain paper. So I'm gonna grab some of those materials: pencil, ruler, a good eraser. You will probably need a black marker, black crayon, or a Sharpie will work. If you don't have either of those, I would press harder with your pencil to make darker lines. And if you have any markers, or if you have crayons, or if some of you have tried some of the rainbow crayons, then you can add some color to your letters today. So why don't you go and collect those materials that you need, and then come back and we'll start our lesson. All right, friends, I hope you have all your materials. You can always watch and get your materials and come back and try it again. Pause when you need to pause. We're going to talk about bubble block letters. Here's a quick look at the alphabet. And you'll notice I used uppercase letters. Now the alphabet you can write with upper and lowercase. And as you get better with your lettering skills, you may want to try both. But today we're gonna only focus on uppercase letters. That's the first large letter for each letter in the alphabet. When you write a sentence, you always start the sentence with a capital letter. That's the uppercase letter. When you get stuck, you could always rewind and take a look at this image. Blank piece of paper comes into play. I have a ruler here. I can line it up with the edge of my paper to make sure that it's straight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a little bit lower, just so you can see all of the image that I'm working on. Okay, Kipsters, the first thing I want you to think about, I'm going to bring a scrap piece of paper. You can write notes on the side. It might help you. In order to think about what you want to create big letters or bubble letters from, you need to think about what you want to write. For example, I'm going to use the word mom, right? The word mom has the letter M, and I'm going to use uppercase letters. I'm going to draw light until I get it right. First thing I'm going to show you is the block lettering. I was working with my kids and they're learning about geometric shapes, both flat and 3D. And so I made this quick worksheet for them. And here is a 2D shape. That is flat. That's a square. But in our world, we can see things that are 3D or three-dimensional, meaning it's something you can walk around or look at from all different sides. Flat, 3D. So a flat square will turn into a 3D cube. Notice that this cube, from this flat piece of paper, you can start to see other sides. That's just a quick glance at how flat shapes become 3D shapes. Now, we're going to make that illusion on our letters. Outline. Outline, in this case, does not mean to trace. I'm going to go around my object that I want. Watch me as I outline my letters. Okay. I'm going to start at the bottom, and a block is very straight. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to draw a straight line. You can take breaks. What I'm going to do is go around my letter without crashing into the center line. Your body, the bones in your body create the skeleton. It holds all of our skin and muscle together. When you connect the lines around, you're going to erase the skeleton inside of that shape. Now my line has become a block letter. Onto this shape. This is a closed line shape. This is an open one. Notice that they're not connected. This shape will require 2 outlines. So here's the first one. I'm going to draw one on the middle. That's going to be the open part. Now, it almost looks like it's finished, but I want to show you what it really looks like. I'm going to go on the outside of this letter, making sure not to make it too big because I want them in the same size and I don't want it to crash to the other one. I'm going to erase that center ring. And now I have a bigger O. All right. A block letter, mom. I rotate it. Wow, I had the word wow too. So, 2 for 1. If you don't want to draw for mom, that's okay. You just made the word wow. Okay, let's try that letter M one more time. I'm going to draw a light letter M in uppercase. Notice that my M does not go all the way down. Some people like to draw M's like this, but I want to have a little bit more style, so I made my M, the inside of it, a little bit shorter. It's round. Eventually, you don't need to try the skeleton anymore. You're going to be able to just go like this. This shape, it's very round. If we break it into puzzle pieces, it looks like ovals that are stacked on top of each other, except with all the squiggles. Over here, I want you to trace over those sections of that letter with ovals that stretch and overlap with one another. And I know that we've talked about that word a lot. Overlap. Overlap means to put one thing on top of another. Overlap. So these shapes are overlapping one another. When you create the final letter, then you can erase the skeleton and any lines, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, any line that crashes on the inside so that it becomes empty. So I'm going to do that right now. Now I have my bubble letter M. When I'm happy with the shape, I can then go and make my letter stronger and darker. I'm going to flip to the other side. We'll still come back to this lined paper when we get our final idea. Here are some coloring tips. If you have a black marker at home, you can outline your letters to really make them pop. In art, we call that contrast. Makes it feel like it's jumping off the page. Then erase any pencil line that may not have been traced to give you a cleaner look. In some of our other classes, we've talked about a special word, value. Value is how light or how dark something is. And when you look at something with like a flashlight or a sunlight, you'll notice that things often have shadows. So if I had a light or a sunlight coming this way, you could even see the shadow from my arm. So it goes one way. So if I pretend that a light is coming over here, my shadow will be on this side of my paper. So I'm actually going to make one side a little bit darker. Look at how different this letter looks from the other ones. It's a little bit thicker and a little bit more bold. Okay? And I can use the side of my marker to line my work, taking your time to color. can continue to finish the rest of it. But if you want to try bubble letters, let me talk to you about how to create the coloring for that. Here I'm going to talk to you about how to create this shading effect. If you don't have crayons or markers at home, you can still get a lot of cool details by shading with your pencil. So here I've done an example for you. On your design, you're going to need a sharp pencil. That way you can get the graphite on the edge of your pencil to appear. If it's too short, you won't get enough area to shade. When you use the tip of your pencil, you get skinny lines, but using the side of your pencil and laying it flat, you can rub or shade areas. The harder you press, the darker it's going to be. The more you overlap or layer the colors, the darker it will be. But let me do a quick one over here so you can have a review. Here's my O. I'm gonna draw the inside of the O. Good. Now I'm going to add color. So I'm going to add some highlights. Those are just little round curves to it. Just like when we do our kawaii faces, the eyes have little sparkles and shine. I'm just gonna leave some of those areas white, and it usually happens when the shape is curved. Think of a balloon the next time you see that. All right, so I'm gonna shade and color in my letter. A nice art tip, you can see the lines from where I was scribbling. If you use the tip of your finger, or if you don't like feeling it, you could use like a tissue paper. You can take your finger and smudge the areas and rub it, because this material is very soft and blendable. So then you can blend in and shade this way. Cool. All right, let's finish our activity and put it on our final artwork. Wow, thank you so much, friends, for watching the video and trying it. Good luck, and I hope you have fun learning about block letters and bubble letters. So you can create so many things with this. Go outside and paint a sign, create a message with chalk on your sidewalk using big block letters. It's so much easier to read from afar. And if you send in your artwork, you can feel free to send it to the email address that you see on the screen. And don't forget to ask permission before you submit your artwork. Have a parent or guardian take a photo of your artwork, and I hope I can share your work on the next video. Take care, be well, have fun, bye!